Good morning, students. So today we are going to start our third unit, classification of elements and periodicity in properties. Today we are going to discuss about the formation of modern periodic table. So how we arrived at the present day modern periodic table, that we are going to discuss in this session. Okay. So first of all, there was a scientist named John Dobereiner. Okay, so he gave a concept called triad. Okay, so what he did, he he grouped the elements based on their similar properties together. Okay, so what he did, he grouped the elements on the basis of similarity in properties, just like calcium, strontium and barium. He studied their properties and found similarity in their chemical properties. So what he did, he brought these three elements together and termed that triplet as triad. Okay, so what he found, that some physical properties can be predicted, like atomic weight, boiling point, melting point or density. Such things can be predicted on the basis of this. So he termed it as theory of triads. Okay, now what he has done, see, this is our formation of present table. So where are those elements? This is shown here. So he gave three triads. One was lithium, sodium, potassium. Second was calcium, strontium, barium. And third was chlorine, bromine, iodine. So he could find only three triads uh, at that particular time when very less elements were known to us. So whatever elements were known to us, on the basis of those elements, he found this relation. Now what is the relation? What is this Dobereiner theory of triads? According to this, when we arrange any three elements in the increasing order of their atomic mass, then the atomic mass of the middle element is the average of the atomic masses of the other two elements. Just like if we place lithium, sodium and potassium together and we say that it is a Dobereiner triad, then what does it mean? It means that atomic mass of sodium will be the average of the atomic masses of lithium and potassium. Okay, now see, we have taken here one example. Example is for strontium. So we know that calcium has atomic mass 40 and barium has atomic mass 137. So for determining the atomic mass of strontium, what we did, we added the atomic masses of calcium and barium, 40 plus 137. Whatever we got, we divided by 2 and then we are getting 88.5. So this is near about the actual mass of the actual atomic mass of strontium. So uh, he was near about true to what he said. Okay, in case of lithium, sodium and potassium, we get exactly the same atomic mass of sodium when we take the average of the atomic masses of lithium and potassium. Okay, so what was there, he gave his Dobereiner triads, and then there were discoveries of other elements, and on the basis of their properties, scientists started keeping those elements together, just like oxygen, sulfur, selenium and tellurium, they were grouped together as a family. Similarly, nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, bismuth, antimony, they were grouped together because they were having similar properties. So this happened when there was discovery of some other elements. Okay, now another scientist was there. His name is John Newlands. So he also started arranging the known elements in such a way so that they can be studied properly. So he gave a law that is known as Newland's law of octaves. Now it is based on the principle of music. Just like in music, there are we say sat sur, just like sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni, sa. So sa again comes when seven notes are complete. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni. Till here, seven notes are complete. So eighth one is again first. So what he said, that when we arrange the known elements in the increasing atomic mass, then the eighth and first element will have similarity of properties, and so on. Eighth and first will have similar properties, ninth and second will have similar properties, 10th and third will have similar properties, and this way he arranged the known elements. This is known as Newland's law of octaves. Okay, so what is there? We have to write this way, that when ordering the elements by atomic weight, he noticed the properties of the eighth element were like the first element. Just like in musical notes, the eighth note is similar to first note. Okay, so now you can see we can compare both the discoveries of the scientists. One is Dobereiner triad. Now see, he could find three Dobereiner triads, and we can see that it is almost true. Now, when it comes to Newland's law of octave, he arranged in the increasing atomic mass like this, and then what he found, this is first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and this is eighth. Eighth and first has similarity in properties. Ninth and second has similarity in properties. 10th and third has similarity in properties. So this way we will go on, and it is applicable till calcium. After calcium it was not seen. Okay, so this was its drawback. Now came one more scientist. His work was very much regarded as useful. So his name was Dmitri Mendeleev, and we say Mendeleev only. Mendeleev's periodic table or Mendeleev periodic law. What he did, he took, at that time there were 63 elements known. So what he did, he wrote the properties of all the 64 elements in a particular card. Okay, then what he did, then he arranged cards of each element in such a way that there is similarity in properties. Okay, so in that way he could arrange the known elements in the form of groups and periods. Okay, now what are groups? If we move like this from up to up, down, upside to down, then it is called group, or we say vertical lines or vertical positions, they are known as groups. Similarly, if we move like this from left to right, then this horizontal position is known as period. Okay, so he could establish the relation between the known elements in such a way that those can be formulated in the form of, those can be placed in the form of groups and periods. Okay, now there was presence of gaps also, because what he has done, he arranged the elements on the basis of atomic weight. So since only 63 elements were known, so he could arrange them according to their atomic weights, and there were gaps between the elements. So he said that there might be existence of some other elements, and whenever those elements will be discovered, they can be placed in this particular place. So just like gallium, scandium, germanium, they were discovered afterwards, so, and they were fit in those gaps. Okay, now on the basis of his achievement, it is known as Mendeleev periodic table, or it is known as Mendeleev's periodic law. So what is the law? According to Mendeleev's periodic law, the physical and chemical properties of the elements are periodic function of their atomic masses. So this periodic table or periodic law was based on the principle of atomic masses. Okay. Now when he made his periodic table, then there were 8 groups and 6 periods. Okay, groups were subdivided in A and B. Just like if it is group 1, then here he had divided in the form of 1A and 1B. Similarly, group 2, group 2A, group 2B. So that way he divided the known he divided his groups and he placed accordingly the atoms. Now see, one more thing you can remember, gallium and germanium were discovered late and they were named as Eka aluminium and Eka silicon. Okay, so it means after aluminium gallium comes in the group, and after silicon this germanium comes in the group. Okay, now see, this is Mendeleev's periodic table. In this periodic table there are 6 periods: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, similarly there are 8 groups. Okay, 1 to 8. Now they are subdivided in A and B. They are subdivided in A and B form. Okay, now see, if I say that in 3A I have to see, then how many elements are there? I can draw a line like this. In group 3A there are boron. Okay, now see, in group 3A there are, this is the line which I have drawn, there are boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium. Similarly, in group 3B, what are there? Scandium, yttrium and lanthanum. Okay, only these many were known. So this way we see that which element is present in which group and in which period. This way when we go, then it is a period, and when this way we go, it is a group. Okay, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 groups, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 periods. Okay. Okay, now ultimately what was there? There was a modern periodic table which is applicable nowadays. Okay, now it is also known as long form of periodic table. It is based on atomic number of elements. It consists of 7 periods and 18 groups. Now how to define modern periodic law? What is modern periodic law? The properties. Properties means the physical and chemical properties of the elements are periodic function of their atomic number. Now, when we have placed the known elements in 7 periods, then we can remember this thing also, that how many elements exist in a particular period. In period 1 there are only 2 elements, hydrogen and helium. In period number 2 there are 8, 3, 8, 4, 18, 5, 18, 6, 32, and here it is incomplete in the sense that there is presence of synthetic elements also in this particular series. Okay, so these numbers which we have written 2, 8, 8, 18, 18, 32, they are also known as magic numbers. They are also known as magic numbers. Okay, now let us see what is modern periodic table. So this is modern periodic table. Here, since position of hydrogen is uncertain, so we can place it, we have placed in this particular table over here. Otherwise we can write it here also, one and same thing. Okay, so here also we can give this position. Okay, so in first period there are only 2 elements, one is hydrogen and another is helium. Then it is second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh. There are 7 periods. Now one more thing, in 6th and 7th period, if we see, after lanthanum there are 14 elements. They are these 14 elements. and they have been placed separately and are known as lanthanoids because they come after lanthanum, so they are known as lanthanoids. Similarly, between actinium and other element, there are again 14 elements which are placed separately like this, okay, and they are known as actinoids. They are so called because they come after actinium, okay. So this way you can remember this table, okay. Now whatever we have discussed for the formation of modern periodic table, this you have to revise, and these question answers you have to solve as home assignment. Thank you.